Okay, so where we left off on this last time, had replaced the pull cord on here, which had been broken. I was unsure of the status of the carburetor, so I had purchased a replacement kit for the carburetor and new filter. That came with a new spark plug. I'm Pop, this is the Barefoot Farm Channel. We're here today to fix the Poulan Pro 4218 chainsaw, so stay with us. Okay, project one done. So I guess we can just put this on here and we'll see how it goes. So I did have a question. This saw seemed like it was flooding, and I'm not sure why that would be. It seemed like it was flooding out and not running. I did see a video where a fella talked about the timing on the flywheel, and that's what was causing the flooding. So we're going to have to see. I'm going to put this back on here, see if it'll run the way it is. If it will not, then we may have a deeper issue with the flywheel and may have to swap some more parts. So let's go ahead and get this put back on here. This is just held on with 3 T20 screws. Again, this saw seems to all be T20 on the Torx. Before we do anything else on this, I'm going to check the spark on this, and since we have a fresh spark plug, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in here, and we're going to see how that goes. So the spark plug that came out is a HIPAA BPM7C. I think that's the original plug that came with the saw. The replacement plug that came with this is just labeled L7T, but they appear to be the same. In here, for starters, put the switch on and just see if we get spark. Okay, so switch on. Actually not seeing any spark on this. Yeah, not seeing any spark there, so that could be why it's not working. It's a good indication. The cord, however, that was a win. Maybe it's just the light and we can't see it today, I don't know. I know one of these saws had spark the other day, and so it is, the light is kind of weird today. It's a little gloomy. I'm going to see what happens here. If we can get this saw to do anything. Put the, see that's up. The bulb is purged here. Looks like we've got fuel circulating. That's what I did see on line. Choke on. Well, that's a good sign. Okay, so where we left off on this last time, we got this saw running, had replaced the pull cord on here, which had been broken. I was unsure of the status of the carburetor, so I had purchased a rebuild kit for the, not a rebuild kit, a replacement kit for the carburetor and new filter. That came with a new spark plug. I put the new spark plug in. The way the light was yesterday, I couldn't really tell if I was getting good spark or not, but I did put the new spark plug in, and I choked it, and it pulled, and it started. So we know we're good to go on that. Other known problems with both of these saws that we know about are the oilers, and we're just doing some research on the oilers. You know, this is quite a mess here. We're going to get this cleaned up, and we're going to check on what's wrong with the oilers, fix the oilers, and then this saw is missing a clutch. We know this saw has a good clutch on it, so we're going to pull the clutch off of here and put it on this guy, see if we can get one good saw going. So stick with us here. I think I need to get some gloves before I get into this gloppy mess. Spray this down with some brake parts cleaner. See if we can get some of this spoogy, greasy nastiness off of this. I'll be right back. Okay, that knocked a bunch of the big stuff off of there. We're just going to wipe this down and set it aside while we get into the rest of this. I don't know how or why, but this stud is bent here, and that's what's keeping this plate from coming off. So we're gonna have to see about doing something to straighten that out a little bit in order to get this going. And I think we're gonna try and sure if that did it or not. Oh, I think we got enough on it. It's a good deal. I think we got enough. Close anyway. Maybe we need a little. Okay. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on down in there. What I can see is that there's this hole here is an open hole that goes through into the oil reservoir, and I think it's not supposed to be like that. But we want to figure this out before we put the clutch on, because if it's the issue has to do with the pump mechanism. The pump mechanism is right here, and that's, we have to take the clutch off anyway. So we've already got the clutch off on this. So if we need to pull that out of there, now is the time to do that. wanted to do is get the brake off. And to get the brake off, I do need to take this starter cover off again. Okay, I didn't need to take that all the way off. I just need to take this cover off. That's a good thing. Okay. So what we have here, there is a drive gear in here that drives the oil pump. There's a metal worm gear on the drive shaft from the saw. There's a plastic gear on here. That plastic gear is completely stripped off, so we need to see about ordering a replacement part for that. So no point in going any further on this today, so we're going to have to get that part ordered and then check back in.